Remember that? Remember when a fast food burger actually felt like a treat? When the beef tasted like beef and the bun wasn't soggy before you took your second bite? We've all seen the quality slide downhill while the prices just keep climbing. You spend your hard-earned money and get something disappointing. It feels like the brands we grew up with, the names we've trusted for decades, are losing their way. The question is, in today's world, who is still getting it right? Where is it still worth spending your time and your money? And more importantly, who has fallen so far you wouldn't even recognize them anymore? Today, we're settling it. We've dug through what real people are saying to rank 14 of America's most iconic fast food burger joints, from the absolute worst to the very best. Will your old favorite be crowned the king, or is it languishing at the bottom of the list? Stick with us to find out. We're starting at the very bottom with number 14, and I have a feeling this one might surprise you. Or maybe it won't. You ready? Let's get into it. 14.
Coming in at dead last, number 14, is a name that's probably going to break a few of our hearts. It's McDonald's. I know. For so many of us, the Golden Arches were our first taste of fast food. The Happy Meals, the birthday parties. But we have to be honest with ourselves. This is 2025, and the burger we once loved seems to be a shadow of its former self. They say they've made big changes this past year, caramelizing the patties, respacing the sesame seeds, but according to the people actually eating them, it just doesn't seem to have moved the needle. The complaints are everywhere. The beef patties are tiny. It feels like they're shrinking every year. They're greasy, made from frozen meat, and often assembled so sloppily it looks like it was thrown in the box from across the room. And let's not forget that sad, cold slice of cheese that looks like it's never seen a moment of heat. One person summed up the general feeling perfectly. The only thing I've had worse is school cafeteria food. Ouch. But here's where it gets a little weird. It seems the only way people are really enjoying a McDonald's burger these days is by building their own Frankenstein creations. There's a whole fan base for something called the McGangbang. Yes, you heard that right. They take a hot and spicy McChicken, ditch the bun, and shove it right in the middle of a double cheeseburger. One person even advises not to waste the leftover McChicken bun, but to stuff it with fries for a chicken-flavored fry sandwich. The fact that customers have to go to these lengths to fix the product tells you everything you need to know. So with McDonald's firmly in last place, you have to wonder, who could possibly be right above them? Which brand just barely escaped the bottom spot? Well, let's just say this. The king might need to check his crown. Let's see who is at number 13.
13. That's right. Coming in at number 13, just barely edging out its old rival, is Burger King. This was the great debate of our youth, wasn't it? The Golden Arches or the flame-broiled taste? For years, have it your way and the promise of a juicy Whopper made Burger King a heavy contender.
Ladies, special orders, donuts, and all we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
Hey, you got one big hit.
But these days, the problem with Burger King isn't that it's always bad. The problem is, it's completely unpredictable. Ordering a burger at Burger King is a roll of the dice. Fans call it meh or mid, and even the most loyal customers admit they might just be going out of pure, lifelong habit. The inconsistency is what drives people crazy. One location might put out a picture-perfect burger, while the one in the next town over hands you a disaster. One story summed up the experience perfectly. A user recalled getting a unicorn Whopper one time. He wrote, "I honestly almost shed a tear having it. It felt like a gourmet experience." That's the glimmer of hope, right? But when he went back a few weeks later, he said it was like eating an old sock. From a gourmet experience to an old sock at the same location. That seems to be the heart of it.
It sounds like the Double Whopper could be one of the best burgers out there, but only if you find that one, almost mythical location that gets it right. As one user put it, "It's only good at the Burger King near my house. Every other one is garbage." So, we have disappointment at 14 and maddening inconsistency at 13. What's the problem with the brand at number 12? Well, this chain famously asked the question, "Where's the beef?" But now fans seem to be asking a different question. Where's the quality? Let's see who's up next. 12. Where's the beef? Oh yeah, we all remember that one. It put Wendys on the pop culture map. And coming in at number 12, it seems like Wendys is still trying to coast on that old reputation. For decades, their edge was clear. Fresh, never frozen beef and those square patties. And of course, there was Dave Thomas himself, the friendly founder who was the heart and soul of the brand. But there's a common feeling that ever since Dave passed away back in 2002, things began a slow fade. One commenter pinpointed the timeline, saying, "Wendys hasn't been good since Dave died. They went downhill after they launched the Baconator." That promise of fresh beef is still there, but it just doesn't seem to be enough anymore. People complain the burgers look messy and sad. They didn't like the Dave's rebranding of the burgers, feeling it was a weak attempt to cash in on the past. The overall feeling is just malaise. People still eat there, but nobody seems to be excited about it. And for many longtime fans, there's one very specific reason for the decline: the bun. That's right, the bun. One user remembered, "I used to love Wendys when they had the brioche buns." He's talking about back around 2013 when they introduced that higher quality bun. But then they swapped them out for cheaper ones, and as he put it, it just isn't good anymore. It's a classic case of cutting corners, and the customers noticed immediately. So we've covered 3 of the giants, and the story seems to be one of decline and disappointment. But our next brand is a different beast entirely. It's been around for over a century, serving up tiny, steamed burgers that come by the sackful. This next one is a true cult classic, but does that mean it's actually good? Let's find out who's holding down the number 11 spot.
11. All right, at number 11, we have a brand that is truly in a category of its own. This is a name you either love, you hate, or maybe you've never even had one. It's White Castle. If you know, you know. That's the phrase for White Castle. They've been around for over 100 years. Think about that, a century, selling tiny steamed burgers called sliders. This isn't your typical grilled patty. They're steamed over a bed of onions, giving them a completely unique flavor and texture. For many, it's the ultimate late-night food, a rite of passage. And that's the key. White Castle isn't a lunchtime meal. It's a midnight craving. But satisfying that craving comes with a price. And I'm not just talking about the money. There's a friendly warning that comes with every sack of sliders. As one Redditor bluntly warned, just make sure you don't have to be anywhere important afterwards or the next day. The farts are crazy stank. Yep, they said it. This is a brand that is not concerned with health trends. Then there's the matter of appearance. Let's be honest. As one fan admitted, they always look like they've been stepped on. And the taste? The consensus is that they're not bad, but they certainly don't impress. So, White Castle earns a spot for its sheer history and iconic status, but it can't climb any higher because it's White Castle. So we've gone from the industry giants to the oldest of the old school. But what about the brand at number 10? It's a relative newcomer to the game, a chain that's starting to pop up all over, specializing in steak burgers and frozen custard. But is newer always better? Let's see which brand is making waves.
10. At number 10, we have a newer face on the block, a place you might have just seen pop up in your town. It's Freddys Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Founded in 2002, they have a nostalgic 50s feel, but their burger style is the source of some debate. Freddys specializes in the smash burger. Instead of a thick, juicy patty, they press the meat down hard on the hot griddle, creating these super thin, crispy, lacy edges. Some people absolutely hate this style. They want a thicker patty. But the people who love it are passionate. Freddys fans don't just like it, they think it can take down the giants. We saw comments pitting Freddys against InNOut and Culvers, with Freddys coming out on top. One fan made a bold claim saying the Freddys Double California Burger is better than InNOut's Animal Style, and their fries are 1,000 times better. Now those are fighting words in the burger world. So why is it only at number 10? Because of that division. It's not for everyone. One comment summed up Freddys' position perfectly, describing it as pretty good, not the best, kind of like Culvers and Steak 'n Shake had a baby. And that makes sense. It has the thin patties of a Steak 'n Shake, but the quality and flavor that's reminiscent of Culver's. It's an interesting hybrid. Okay, so our number 10 spot is a dedicated burger joint. But what if I told you the next spot, number 9, is held by a place you probably go to for blizzards and dilly bars? That's right, an ice cream shop is making a better burger than some of the biggest names in the game. Let's see who's surprising everyone.
If you're still watching and finding these details valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave the number 10 in the comments below, just to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing and ringing that bell so you don't miss a thing. Your support is what allows us to keep creating helpful content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's get back to it.
9. Okay, let's be honest. When you think of Dairy Queen, you think of ice cream. You think of a blizzard being flipped upside down, a frozen dilly bar. You are definitely not thinking of a great burger. But believe it or not, coming in at number 9, we have Dairy Queen, and they are quietly making some seriously good burgers. The secret, it seems, is a little bit of heat. People rave about one burger in particular, the Flamethrower Stack Burger. It's a 1/3 pound burger, and the star of the show is their signature orange sauce. One fan put it poetically, "I don't know what it is about their sauce, but I'll walk to China on my elbows for a jar of that." Turns out that secret sauce is supposedly a mix of Tabasco hot sauce, garlic seasoning, and mayo. A simple combination, but it's clearly working some magic. But here's the catch with Dairy Queen. Much like Burger King, it can be a gamble. The quality can vary wildly from location to location. Some people say their burgers are awesome, others say they're terrible. It seems to depend heavily on the care taken by the employees at your specific store. And there's another factor, the guilty pleasure element. People seem almost embarrassed to admit they like Dairy Queen's burgers. One user wrote, "I enjoy Dairy Queen burgers. Go ahead, shame me." And of course, the internet did just that. But the fact is, enough people secretly love them to land Dairy Queen in the top 10. So an ice cream shop has beaten some of the big boys. But our next brand at number 8 is another story. This is a chain known for its late-night munchies and its rather strange talking mascot. They might not be the first place you think of for a burger, but one specific item on their menu is making people take notice. Let's see who's popping up next.
8. If you're on the West Coast, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Coming in at number 8, we have Jack in the Box. Now, this is a brand that is unapologetically itself. It's not trying to be a gourmet burger place. It knows exactly what it is, the king of satisfying late-night munchies. No frills, no fuss, just food that hits the spot when you're hungry at midnight. And while they might be famous for other things like their tacos or the sourdough jack, those in the know understand there's a real gem on their burger menu. It's the Bacon Ultimate Cheeseburger. This thing is a monster. 2 beef patties, bacon, and not one, but 2 kinds of cheese, Swiss and American. What makes it special, according to fans, is the balance. As one commenter pointed out, the bacon actually adds to the flavor instead of becoming the only flavor. That's a sophisticated compliment. It's not just a bacon bomb, it's a well-constructed burger where every ingredient plays its part. But here's the strange thing about Jack in the Box.
Their burger seems to be hiding in plain sight. Even die-hard fans of the chain, people who love the 99-cent tacos, often don't think to order a burger. It's like the most underrated item on their own menu. One user confessed it perfectly. It's never even crossed my mind to grab a burger from Jack in the Box, but in seeing this, I may have to reconsider. And that seems to sum up its spot on the list. A solid, delicious choice that's surprisingly overlooked. So our number 8 is a hidden gem on its own menu. But for number 7, we're heading to a place where the burgers are anything but a secret. In fact, this Texas-based chain has a cult following so strong, they'll defend it to the end. Get ready for a taste of the South.
7. All right, we are heading deep into the heart of Texas for number 7. If you're from the South, you don't just know Whataburger, you live it. The loyalty to this chain is fierce. Born in Texas in 1950, their whole philosophy was built on a simple idea. Make a burger so good, you'd exclaim, "What a burger!" And so big, you needed 2 hands to hold it. And it seems they succeeded. The incredible thing about Whataburger, according to its fans, is the consistency across the entire menu. People don't just love one thing. They love the patty melt. They love the sweet and spicy bacon burger. They love the double meat Whataburger. One fan said it perfectly. "I can't think of a menu item I've had there that I wouldn't eat again." That is a glowing endorsement. But to really understand the loyalty, we have to talk about a ghost from the menu's past. A burger so beloved, it still has a massive memorial-style following, even though it was discontinued way back in 2009. I'm talking about the A1 Thick and Hearty Burger. It was a double patty with grilled onions, bacon, cheese, and drenched in A1 sauce. It broke a lot of hearts when it disappeared. One fan, still dreaming about it, wrote, "That was the only thing on the menu that ever had me going multiple times a week." That kind of loyalty, even for an item that's long gone, earns Whataburger a solid spot on our list. So, Whataburger is a story of beloved success, but our number 6 spot is a bit more complicated. This is a classic chain, famous for its steak burgers and milkshakes, a place many of us grew up with. The burger is fantastic, if you can find a location that's still open, and if you're willing to wait. This next one is a true survivor. 6. Our number 6 spot is a bittersweet story. It's a brand many of us grew up with that classic diner vibe and those real hand-dipped milkshakes. But it's also a brand that is fighting for its life. It's Steak and Shake. Let's be clear, the problem is not the burger. Die-hard fans will tell you their steak burgers are some of the best around. They have a cult-like devotion to the Frisco melt. It's a double patty melt with cheese on thick-cut, buttery, toasted sourdough. One fan called it king and confessed, "I have tried to recreate it, and it's just not the same." When a burger is so good you can't duplicate it at home, you know they're doing something right. But, and this is a big but, here's the tragedy of Steak and Shake. The food is fantastic. The experience, that's another story. The whole operation seems to be in a death spiral. The service is poor, and the quality is inconsistent from store to store. And the biggest issue, the one everyone complains about, it is painfully slow. People tell horror stories of waiting in the drive-thru line for over 45 minutes. 45 minutes for fast food. As one person put it perfectly, "It's very good for a fast food burger, but my issue is it's never fast." And that's why it's stuck here at number 6, a top-tier burger let down by a bad experience. So our number 6 spot is a great burger let down by a bad experience. For number 5, we're heading out west to a true pioneer. This is the chain that looked at a burger and said, "You know what this needs? Barbecue sauce and an onion ring." Long before it was common, they set the standard for the Western-style burger.
5. We have officially cracked the top 5, and a Dispot is a true game changer, a pioneer. Long before other chains started experimenting, this brand created one of the most iconic burgers of all time. At number 5, we have Carl's Jr., and specifically the Western Bacon Cheeseburger. For fans, it's not just a burger, it's true love. 5 words: Carl's Jr., Western Bacon Cheeseburger. They were doing this back in 1988, almost a decade before Burger King even thought about trying something similar. Carl's Jr. looked at a burger and had a stroke of genius. Let's put an onion ring on it. As one fan put it, they kind of set the standard for a Western bacon with cheese. They were the first. They were the original. And that wasn't the only thing that set them apart. From the beginning, Carl's Jr. positioned itself as a more premium option. They used higher quality ingredients and charged a little more for it. They were one of the first to break the cheap and fast mold, and it paid off. Even though some say the service quality might have slipped a bit in recent years, the love for this burger has not faded. The rally cry is clear and strong. As one fan eloquently summed it up, the whole idea of a burger with barbecue sauce, cheese, bacon, and onion rings is genius. Simple as that. A genius idea that has stood the test of time. So Carl's Jr. earned its spot with iconic innovation. But for number 4, we're shifting to a completely different philosophy. This next brand isn't famous for one specific burger. Instead, it's famous for giving you the power to create whatever burger you can possibly imagine. Get ready for ultimate customization.
4th. At number 4, we have a brand that took a completely different approach. No fancy named burgers, no limited time specials, just fresh beef, fresh potatoes, and a list of free toppings that lets you be the architect of your own meal. This is Five Guys. When you walk into a Five Guys, it's no frills. You see the sacks of potatoes stacked up, you can grab free peanuts, and you see them cooking your food right in front of you. Their story is simple. 5 brothers who wanted to make good burgers. And so is their philosophy. The best burger is the one you design yourself. You want grilled jalapenos and sautéed mushrooms? Go for it. A1 sauce? No problem. It's all included. Fans love being able to create their own masterpiece, and they appreciate the craft that goes into it too. As one user pointed out, I love their burgers. The way the cheese melds the other toppings together is perfect. But here's the ultimate proof of their quality. While you can load your burger up with everything, many purists argue that you shouldn't. There's a whole school of thought that says a Five Guys burger is so good it needs no makeup. One fan said it best, I like to taste the core elements of burger, cheese, and bun unobstructed by condiments. When your basic product is that good on its own, you know you're in the top tier. So number 4 gives you unlimited options. But for number 3, we head back to the West Coast, to a place that does the exact opposite. Their public menu is one of the simplest in the business, but it's their not-so-secret menu and cult-like following that make this next chain a true legend.
If you're still watching and finding these details valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave the number 4 in the comments below, just to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing and ringing that bell so you don't miss a thing. Your support is what allows us to keep creating helpful content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's get back to it.
3.
Okay, no burger list is complete without a debate over this one. At number 3, we arrive at a West Coast legend, a place with a near religious following. It's InNOut. If you don't live near one, you might roll your eyes and wonder, can it really be that good? I'll let one late great foodie answer that for you. It was Anthony Bourdain's favorite restaurant in Los Angeles. Yes,
The hype is real. Their secret? A ruthless simplicity. Their public menu has just a few items on it, but that focus allows for a level of consistency that's almost impossible. People joke that even candid cell phone pictures from customers look like they were styled for a commercial. Everything is always fresh, always in its place. And then, of course, there's the not-so-secret menu. If you're in the know, you order animal style with a mustard grilled patty, extra spread and grilled onions, or protein style, wrapped in lettuce instead of a bun. It's part of the experience. And what truly elevates InNOut in today's world is the value. In an age of rising prices, InNOut remains a mecca of affordability. As one fan put it, when you consider price, INO is #1 every day and twice on Sundays. You are getting top-tier quality for a price that feels almost unbelievable. So InNOut takes the #3 spot thanks to a holy trinity: unwavering consistency, incredible value, and a cult-like devotion from its fans. So a West Coast legend takes #3. But to find #2, we have to fly across the country to a place that started as a humble hot dog stand in New York City. This is the new school of burgers, with a gourmet feel and a price tag to match. Is it worth it? The fans say, absolutely.
2. In the runner-up spot, at #2, we have a new school powerhouse. This is the brand that started as a humble hot dog stand in New York City and has grown into a beloved global gourmet burger giant. It's Shake Shack. This is an elevated burger, and it's got the pedigree to match. When a culinary icon like Ina Garten says she turns to Shake Shack when she's hungry, you know you're in a different league. This isn't your average fast food. So what do you order? Fans will quickly point you to the Smoke Shack. It's an Angus beef cheeseburger, piled high with applewood smoked bacon, their signature shack sauce, and, here's the kicker, spicy cherry peppers. It's a perfect balance of smoky, spicy, and savory. One fan called it legitimately my favorite burger on the planet. And they're not a one-trick pony. They have the beloved Shroom Burger for vegetarians and constantly rotating limited editions that all get rave reviews. But what truly elevates Shake Shack to the #2 spot? What's their secret weapon? In a head-to-head battle with other top contenders, one fan nailed it. He wrote, "What really makes Shake Shack better is the bread." The bun. It's the potato bun. Soft, resilient, lightly toasted, it's the perfect vessel for those high-quality ingredients. It doesn't get soggy. It doesn't fall apart. It's perfect. Sometimes it's the smallest details that make the biggest difference. So, the new school gourmet powerhouse from the East Coast takes the silver medal. That leaves only one spot left, the #1 fast food burger in America. After all the hype, all the secret menus, and all the regional rivalries, our champion isn't from the East or West Coast. It's a humble hero from the Heartland, a place famous for two things: butter burgers and frozen custard. Who is the undisputed king? Let's find out right now.
1. And then there was one. The moment we've all been waiting for. The crown for the best fast food burger in America, according to the fans, goes to Culvers. That's right. The humble hero from the Heartland takes the top spot. If you've never had one, you might be asking, what is a butter burger? No, the patty isn't cooked in butter. The secret is the bun. Each bun is lightly buttered and toasted to a golden brown, creating a slightly crisp, delicious foundation for everything that follows. And what follows is special. They use a fresh, never-frozen blend of sirloin, chuck, and plate beef. That's the kind of quality you'd expect from a high-end restaurant, not a drive-thru. The thing people love about Culvers isn't flashiness, it's balance.
One fan described the Double Deluxe as a great balanced burger with fresh toppings, not overloaded with sauces, good quality, flavorful meat and bun. It's not about gimmicks, it's about harmony. Every single element is just right. Whether it's the mushroom and Swiss or the bacon deluxe, that quality is always there. And that's one of the biggest reasons for its victory. Consistency. In the end, Culvers wins because it gets the fundamentals right, but on an elite level. One Redditor said if he had to rate a number one, he'd pick Culvers for two reasons. A, their consistency, and B, the friendliness of service. There you have it. A great burger that's great every single time, served by friendly people. In today's chaotic fast food world, sometimes that's all that matters. So there's the list, from the most disappointing to the undisputed king. We want to hear from you. Did we get it right? Did we miss your favorite burger? Let us know your number one burger in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, always demand a good burger.